Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is a Twin Flames collective reading for the week of February 9th. Happy Friday, guys. It's Friday. It's Friday, Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy joy. Has it been a good week? Well, maybe. I would hope that you all have had a good week, although I'm sure there's some of you that have had a rough week. You're here because you're triggered, maybe in the dark night of the soul, still in the dark night of the soul. And I'm sorry. That really stinks. That really stinks, guys. Really. I remember what it was like to still be in the dark night of the soul. And it lasted way too long. Holy moly, really. God, it was awful. But at the same time, it is not without purpose. And long run, long term, I'm definitely glad it happened. Strange to say, right? I definitely appreciate my ego death. I definitely appreciate my ego death. And for those of you that may be new to my channel, let's talk about that. What is happening to you when you are experiencing this dark night of the soul? What is that? What's going on? Why does that have to happen? And why, Kurt, would you say that that is a good thing? Because when I hear you say that it's good, I think you're fucking nuts. Right? Because let me tell you something, Kurt. This shit sucks. And I don't like it. And I can't fault you for that. I didn't like it either, but now that I look back, I understand why it happened, and living my life the way that I do now, it's great. It's great. It's much better, much improved. Okay, so what is that dark night of the soul? What's going on? Well, in traditional spiritualism, Zen teachings, right? They call it ego death, and they have a saying. It's like you have to die before you die. And what are they talking about? Well, you are body, mind, spirit, right? Body, mind, spirit. Well, here on planet Earth, the way that we do things is by the time you are about 7 or 8 years old, you have this conditioning that has firmly formed, started to form, that we call a personality, an ego, right? And these are retained thought and emotional patterns. And by the time that you're 7 or 8 years old, it's as if these patterns constitute the self. I am this kind of person. I have a good sense of humor. I have a dry sense of humor. I like to do these things. I have these beliefs. I know all these people. I've been all these places. I'm the kind of person that acts this way in these situations. I like these things. I dislike these things. My favorite thing is this. I want to do that. I'm all these people I've known, places I've been, knowledge that I have, things that I've done, right? The personality, the ego. But the ego, the personality, is not actually you. What is you? What is the self? Well, the soul. And without spending a lot of extra time, you can go watch my video called What is the Self? I have a video If you go to the playlists menu, there's a playlist called The True Spiritual Journey. Just go in there and find it. What is the self? What I explained in that video is that the soul is pure consciousness. It's not thought. The mind is what creates thoughts and emotions, right? And then you have the ego, personality, and it is retained thought and emotional patterns that stick to your mind, basically. So you're a three-part triune being, body, mind, spirit, but this ego, this personality, it kind of is a fourth additional alien element that doesn't quite belong, but it's there. And by the time you're 7 or 8, you have developed this ego, this personality. And when these retained thought and emotional patterns continue to build up, taken too far, you could call it the pain body. That's what the great spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle calls it, the pain body. Always will there be a tower with your pain body. So, people believe that the self, what is me, who am I, is like all these retained thought and emotional patterns, right? The personality, the ego. But the true self, the real I, is your soul. And again, it's not that you have a soul. So it's kind of misleading to say, yeah, the true self is your soul. And that's just words for you. Words are not the best communicators. But it's worth it to point out that saying your soul is the true self doesn't quite convey the truth. The soul is you. It's not your soul. You is the soul. That's what you is. Pure consciousness. Not the ego, not the retained thought and emotional patterns. The personality, ego, pain body, which is the retained thought and emotional patterns that have attached themselves to the mind. So what happens? You meet your twin flame. You meet them. And if you want to go watch my video called What Are Twin Flames, you can understand the reason why, metaphysically, your other self, aka twin flame, your other self, aka twin flame, they trigger the breaking up of your ego. Think of construction workers that need to replace a sidewalk. So they come in with a jackhammer and they break up the sidewalk into little chunks and then clear it out. That sidewalk, I mean, it's been there for so long. You've gotten used to it. You don't even think about it. It's just there. It's part of infrastructure. It's done. It's just part of the city. It is the city. You don't even think about that it's there, right? It's just the sidewalk. Until one day the construction workers come in and break it all up into little chunks with their jackhammer, right? And then you're like, oh my God, look at this mess. This sidewalk is getting all torn up. And that's a decent analogy to explain it, right? So your twin flame triggers the breakdown of your personality, ego, pain body into little chunks so that it can be cleared out. Now, why is that good? Because then you can be the true self, a soul. You will increase your consciousness. And if you increase your level of consciousness, which is the soul, then you can be you better than you've ever done before and live your best, most amazing life. You are set free from the prison of the mind. But you have to break down the ego first. Ego death. It's like you have to die before you die. But you don't physically die. It's just the false sense of self, the ego, the personality, the pain body. That's what dies. And so that's why they have a saying in traditional spiritualism that to awaken spiritually, you have to die before you die. That's what they mean by that. Your twin flame is your best spiritual teacher. They are there to awaken you. Look at this, guys. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords. Yowza! And judging from the cards, the Divine Feminine, so-called Divine Feminine, and Divine Masculine collective are feeling a little trapped. There's actually no such thing as Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine, right? But I still use those words in these card readings because there's always new subscribers, and I just use the language, I use the colloquialisms that you guys are used to because you know what I'm talking about, right? Somebody asked me, why do you still say Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine if you know that that's not a thing? Well, it's because you guys know what I'm saying, and I don't want to have to explain it every time. Just go watch my video called What Are Twin Flames, right? You can get a much better explanation about that. Well, anyway, Eight of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, in the collective, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, feeling trapped. But here's the thing. For those of you that aren't really familiar with tarot, here's the thing that's interesting about the Eight of Swords. Notice all she has to do is walk in a straight line, and she is out of the trap because there's a gaping hole in the sword fence. Notice how there's not a sword right in front of her. And maybe you could say, well, I can't see because she could be blocking one, but there's not. That's the whole thing with the Eight of Swords. This is my Tarot of the New Vision tarot deck. And so basically all of the cards are, it's the exact same as the original Rider-Smith-Waite tarot deck that we're so used to, only from the perspective. So this is the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, right? And oh, there's the Eight of Swords. There it is right there. Or no, that's the Six of Swords. Never mind. Well, anyway, this is, what does it look like from the other angle? That whoever did this deck, right? The Tarot of the New Vision. They said, I'm going to draw a tarot deck that's flipped around 180 degrees. So anyway, this is the Eight of Swords. In the original tarot deck, there's no sword in front of her. There's a big gaping hole. All she has to do is walk forward. And she's out of the trap. She's out of the trap. Right? That's the basic message behind the Eight of Swords. You feel trapped, but you're the one who has the power to get out of the trap. Right? The trap is an illusion. The trap is an illusion. Look at this. Divine Feminine. Ten of Wands in reverse. This is exactly what I was just talking about. I'm having a hard time setting down this burden. I'm having a hard time letting go. And I get it. I get it. I was there, guys. I was there with my twin. It was really difficult for a long time at the very get-go to let this person go, release them, stop talking about them, stop thinking about them. But I did it. And, you know, the fast track way to do that is you kind of start off by like forcing yourself to do it. Is how you do it. Well, how do I do that, Kurt? Oh my God. Well, keep watching. I'll give you some advice. Just keep watching. Watch this. Recent past, Divine Masculine, so-called Divine Masculine. Recent past, the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands, both in the reverse. Recent past, Divine Masculine. We got this Eight of Pentacles over here in their subconscious space. Right? What are we talking about? Well, obviously, Divine Masculine doesn't even feel like sticking up for themselves. To me, this just has complacency written all over it, right? Deep down, quite the opposite message. Subconscious, Eight of Pentacles. It's time to get to work. It's time to start chipping away at it. But I don't know, guys, that's complacency. You know something's wrong. You know things aren't supposed to be the way they are. You know you should be doing something else, but you don't. Complacency. That's what I see with these two cards. And this also, Eight of Pentacles in the subconscious. Divine Masculine. Hopeless. I don't know if anything's ever going to change. I don't know how to do right. You know? Divine Masculine, not very satisfied with their life situation. Tisk, tisk. Divine Feminine, oh my goodness gracious, we got the Tower. And worse yet, in the reverse. And the Queen of Swords in the reverse. The High Priestess in the reverse in your subconscious. So that's a good thing. And the High Priestess, whenever it comes out in the reverse like this, what we're talking about is I don't need to ask permission to go through the veil of the subconscious, the what appears to be real world, and the nether world, if you want to call it that. I don't know what else to call it, right? The hidden world, the subconscious, what's really going on under the surface for you to look at that. You're an open book, Divine Feminine, at least today. And then recent past, of course, you know, triggers galore, and there doesn't seem to be a real reason for it. I mean, you think there's a reason for it, but I mean, think about this. Have you ever reacted this way over a person before? Because I sure in the hell haven't. And anybody else that did what my twin did in the beginning, you know, I mean, things are fine now. I was able to attract my twin back to me, and everything's cool, and it's all good. But in the beginning, right? And at one point I said, you know, I wouldn't be doing this over just any other person. Why is this person so special? And that's when I started looking for twin flame information, or I ran across twin flame information, and the whole shift started to take place. But that's what this Tower in the reverse is saying, is many of you have kind of stopped and said, wait a minute, am I supposed to be acting this way? And it's coming out next to the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you know, Divine Feminine, that you are out of sorts. You are looking more intently at your own inner space. So that's great. That's great. There's a lot of you that are having these realizations. No problem. You know, nobody's perfect. Shit happens, right? This isn't like criticism or anything like that. It's just, you know, like when I see the Tower in reverse, yeah, it's the Tower card, but when it's in reverse, you're looking at the way that you feel going, I don't really see external circumstances that seem to be triggering this. You know, and again, like for example, with me, with my twin flame, and I'm sure many of you can relate, at one point I said, why am I acting like this? I never did this over anybody else. This is really strange. This is really strange. Well, it's because of what they are. They are you in another body, and they're going to trigger the breakdown of your ego. Just like I explained in the beginning while I was drawing the cards, if you want to go back and watch it. It was actually kind of interesting. Little talk that I gave. Divine Masculine for the week, February 9th. The Emperor! And the Three of Cups. I believe they call them chalices in this deck, but whatever. Chalices, cups. The Emperor and the Three of Cups. Divine Masculine for the week. So, Divine Masculine, going to be insisting on quality time, time with friends, getting out of the house. To me, this looks like baseless escapism. If Divine Masculine is talking to you, and they probably are, and if they aren't, they're going to be very soon from the looks of things. This is them trying to escape. But what are they trying to escape from? What is the trap that they're trying to leave behind? What is the burden that they're trying to set down? Well, truly, this is an internal journey. This is a spiritual journey, right? So, divine masculine, running from themselves par excellence this week, finding distractions to run from themselves with. And, that's just what people do. That's what people do. They don't deal with the problem. They're always looking to the external to feel better. Now, divine feminine, you, on the other hand, are going to be approaching things a lot differently. Look at this. The Hermit next to the King of Cups in reverse. So this week, you're going to be spending a lot of quality time with you. You're going to be spending a lot of quality time with you, examining, going deep. What really motivates me? You're going to take this to a new place. Okay, I know I'm upset about this person, but I've already figured out that this whole thing is really about me. There has to be something else that I am supposed to be doing here. Yeah, and you're going to be doing that. Starting this week, looking within very deeply. I know this is about me. Really. And we do. Even the worst so-called twin flame coach, you're going to get a general message from them of, this is your journey. Well, it's true. That is truth. You are the creator. That's what the King of Cups in reverse is saying. You need to tap into that. It's time to create a new life. And you're going to be looking very, very deep. Again, the High Priestess in reverse, in the subconscious, divine feminine. The veil is very, very thin. It's very, very thin. And here's something that you could do that might help you. Go to the main page of this channel, New World All-Star. Go to the playlists menu and look for the playlist called How to Get Your Twin Flame and watch those videos. For those of you that are new to my channel, I've got good news for you. I am not a tarot reader who also gives you some advice on the side. It's the other way around. I'm a professional twin flame coach who also does tarot readings on the side. And I have a whole bunch of videos on my channel, a whole bunch of free content where I talk about how to know that you've met your twin flame, what are twin flames, how was I able to attract my twin flame back to me? I've coached hundreds of people, guys. I'm pushing 1,000. I've got students that are married to their twin flame, with their twin flame, out of the dark night of the soul, embracing their spiritual awakening, having breakthroughs. If you watch my videos where I talk about twin flames, guys, I promise you've never heard anybody talk about it the way I have. I'm different. And I know I'm different. I know I'm different than anybody you've ever heard talk about it. That's why I get such amazing results. And I see it all the time. There's always somebody on my video going, Kurt, all I did was watch your free content and holy shit, I feel better and my twins started talking to me again. And at least a few times a week, even one of my students does the same. And what I teach is very simple, guys. Very, very simple. You and your twin flame are the same soul. You have to align with your soul. You and your twin flame are the same soul, and you got to do soul stuff. And it's really easy, guys. It's not complicated at all. This is really just the true spiritual journey. We just need to have a conversation about what you is, body, mind, spirit. How does that function? And what is preventing you from releasing the ego and aligning with your soul, which is your twin flame? It's just traditional spiritualism, guys. I don't teach anything fancy. And that perfectly explains why I'm able to get my twin flame to come to me, why I've been able to help so many people do it. It's so simple, guys. This is not complicated. This is not complicated. And I know I'm like the only person that's explaining it this way. I hope that changes. Honestly, I would love to see hundreds of twin flame channels where people are finally explaining this clearly, clearly. No more healing childhood traumas and clearing past life karma with your twin and getting your Akashic records read and all this other, what I call junk food spiritualism that doesn't work. You and your twin flame are the same soul. You are the same spirit. I guess you got to do the true spiritual journey. It's really just traditional spiritualism. That's all it is, guys. It's not going to be a lot different than what Buddha taught, Hare Krishna, Jesus, right? Eckhart Tolle, John Butler, Neil Donald Walsh, Abraham Hicks. You just got to take all the junk food spiritualism out, all the crap about false twin flames and healing and mission, and just let all that crap go and align with your soul. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. That's all it is. It's so simple. You and your twin flame are the same soul. You got to do soul stuff. And if you'd like to work with me, hit me up, guys. You know the drill. Go to my website, newworldallstar.com, and you can sign up today for the Introduction to the Journey online video coaching package. Over 8 hours of videos. 8 hours of videos, and they're not on YouTube, guys. You're not going to have very many questions by the time you're done watching. And then when you're done with the videos, you and I get to talk either in a one-on-one session or in my group calls, and you can be one of my students. And again, you guys, I've got students who I've personally helped. I've coached them out of the dark night of the soul. No more feeling like shit. Their twin flame is talking to them again. Oh my God, it works so good. And I don't charge a lot of money, only a few $100s. It's very, very affordable, guys. I don't charge thousands. NewWorldAllStar.com, TwinFlameAllStar.com, and I also have payment plans. If you're interested, you can get started today for about $50 or $60. Let's see what this Oracle deck has to say. Hey, hey! What does the Oracle deck have for us today? Hey, 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 hey! I don't believe there is a card in my Oracle deck called Don't Believe the Illusion. Whoa. I think it's this one. I don't believe there's a card in my Oracle deck called Don't Believe the Illusion, but there should be. Because that's really kind of the message that I'm getting out of this reading today. Oh, that's interesting. Dreams. I like that. I don't believe I've ever drawn this card before. And, I mean, that fits. That shoe fits perfectly. A dream is an illusion. I mean, it's your subconscious giving you messages. But I don't know about you. I've never actually gone to school in my underwear, even though that seems to be a thing. Like, everybody's had one of those dreams where you go to school in your underwear, or you're trying to run away from someone who's trying to kill you, but you're running through water, you know? Like, everybody has that dream, right? These are illusions, guys. And when I see this card, what I don't see is the type of dreams where it's like, oh yeah, you got to follow your dreams. Oh, you know, like that. It's not that kind of context, because there's the woman sleeping. Look at what she's holding in her hand. Power. Power. Dreams. Look at the subconscious. Look at what's going on under the surface. Divine Feminine, look at what's going on under the surface. Be willing to say that you are a powerful, creative being. Dig deeper. Dreams, I mean, if you're interested in dream interpretation, it's very fascinating. It's semi-useful because dreams tell you what's already going on in your subconscious. If you have a lucid dream, it may be a premonition. But apart from that, Dreams ordinarily are just your subconscious releasing patterns. Well, that can be useful information. Why do you feel trapped? Why can't I set this burden down? It's an illusion, guys. It's an illusion. Look, divine masculine, they've got a lot of choices to make, and they don't know which one to make, Seven of Cups. Divine masculine engrossed in the illusion. Oh, it's such an important decision. I got to make the right one. What do I do? I don't know. Stop taking things so seriously. Play the game of life. Leave your situation, divine masculine. You don't like it. Why are you still there? Why are you still there, divine masculine? Golly, look at this. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Wands. Most likely outcome for this week, divine masculine. The 6 of Pentacles in reverse. The 8 of Wands. So once again, they're going to spend some time this week chasing situations, chasing the good times. I got to chase the good times. Yeah, all right, the good times. And then it's not going to be very fulfilling. Now I'm confused and I don't know what I want. 7 of Cups. And by the end of the week, right back to where I started. Oh, I guess this is all about me, isn't it? Well, I better hurry up. Maybe I need to get a move on that. And I don't know if that's the right approach, but that's what they sure are going to try. Divine masculine. You can't get yourself any faster or slower, right? If you're trying to go inside and give the best gift to yourself that you can and be the best self that you can't do it in a hurry. 8 of Wands. You already are the self. It's like when people say, oh, I just got to be good to myself. I got to get to know myself. No, that's not a thing. You already are the self. Look at this. 7 of Pentacles, divine feminine, in your subconscious. Subconscious, 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. Stuck in a cycle of apathy. But you know it. You know it. Aren't you always fighting yourself? Aren't you always fighting yourself? There's that energy of complacency. I can't set this burden down. I can't leave the trap behind. I want to just slump into these feelings of complacency, and I'm going to keep chasing my twin flame and stay stuck. But you're not gonna. You're not going to let yourself do that. Look at this. Look at this. The Chariot right next to the King of Swords in reverse. I am in control of my inner space, and no matter what, nobody's going to tell me I'm not. I am in control of my inner space, and no matter what, nobody's going to tell me that I'm fucking not. We're doing this in spite of what my subconscious mind and my conditioning, my ego, is trying to tell me to do. I'm going to let this go and let it be what it is. You have to let it be what it is, guys, with your twin flame. That's soul stuff. Remember, you want to be with your twin flame? You got to do soul stuff. What does the soul do? Be. It doesn't do. The soul is just being. You got to stop judging the situation. You got to let that go. And that's when your twin flame shows up. It's a paradox. It's a paradox. You allow them to do whatever stupid things they're doing, and you let your own conditioning do what it's doing. That's what this is all about. Get out of your mind. Again, this is really just traditional spiritualism. That's all this is. Get out of your mind and align with your soul. Leave the mind behind as a place of control. Get out of your mind and align with your soul. Leave the mind behind as a place of control. I just made that up. How do you like that? Thank you very much for watching, guys. Happy Friday. I'll be back tomorrow for Divine Masculine, and then Sunday, Divine Feminine. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Bye.